Hey everybody, it's Dr. J. Tito with Metabolic Effect. I wanted to talk to you today a little bit about the adrenal glands and what you can do to support the adrenal glands. There's a lot of topics in this particular discussion that are oftentimes confusing for people. Oftentimes people don't know what the adrenal glands really are or what they do and why people are using terms like adrenal exhaustion or adrenal burnout and things like that. This is really a discussion that gets into more of the natural medicine expertise that we bring to the fat loss world. Really what happens and why this concept of adrenal function is important to fat loss is because your major fat burning hormones are created and secreted from the adrenal glands. These are called the catecholamines, adrenaline and noradrenaline. You can really think of them as your fat burning gas pedals. And when you go on diets or when you're under high stress or when you're using stimulant supplements, lots of caffeine and things like that, these hormones are secreted, and what they do is signal the body to burn fat. The adrenal glands are what we call a sentinel organ, along with the thyroid gland actually. And so if you can think of what a sentinel organ means, what we're talking about here is like a sentinel guard guarding a castle. These are usually the first people to run into problems if the castle is attacked. And that's the same way the thyroid gland and the adrenal glands work in the body. When you are under stress, the adrenal glands and the thyroid gland will be the first ones to take the hit and to suffer in terms of function. And this is one of the major reasons why strict fat loss dieting and especially low calorie focused, eat less, exercise more dieting can cause fatigue, can cause weight loss resistance, can cause all kinds of issues later on. The adrenal glands are these little organs that sit right on top of your kidneys like a little hat, and they secrete the catecholamines like I said, but they also secrete cortisol, which can be your best friend for fat burning or your worst enemy for fat burning. A lot of people think that you want low cortisol levels and not high cortisol levels to help with fat loss. The truth is, you want neither low cortisol or high cortisol. You want balanced cortisol. And so what we do here at our clinic and Metabolic Effect is we recommend specific nutrients for people who are dealing with adrenal fatigue and adrenal burnout issues. There's two types of adrenal dysfunction. One type of adrenal dysfunction has to do with excess adrenal output, where the adrenal glands are pushing so hard that they become almost tired and what we call fatigued, and you become adrenal exhaustion. They can no longer work anymore, and that results in fatigue, that results in mood issues, that results in issues with sleep disturbances and those kinds of things. Now what happens is when you begin to support and try to help the adrenal glands function more, some people just have bottomed out adrenal function. Their adrenals just don't function well at all, and we need to do everything we can to get them working, to pick up the pace. However, other people, it's not a matter of that the adrenal glands can't function, it's just that they don't have what they need, so they are overproducing. So there's this idea of some people who are underfunctioning adrenally and those who are overproducing adrenally. So we have two products here at Metabolic Effect that we use. One is called Adrenal Calm, and this is for the individuals who are stress-driven individuals. Their adrenal function is overactive and they are becoming resistant to their catecholamines, and they are in this situation that we call wired but tired. So in other words, they're tired physically, but they're wired and mentally revved up on the inside. And this really mostly manifests with sleep issues, and these are some of the most difficult people to get fat off when they become catecholamine resistant. So one of the things that we use is something called Adrenal Calm. This is very different than most adrenal formulas. It contains passion flower, and it contains valerian, and it contains ashwagandha, or a nutrient that is essentially a stimulant but a relaxing stimulant. That's a confusing issue for a lot of people, but it helps the adrenal glands function, but it does it in a gentle way, almost like cocoa does as well. It might give you a pickup, but it doesn't give you the huge pickup that coffee does. The other thing that's in here is taurine and L-theanine, two very calming amino acids that help with that, and then phosphatidylserine, which can suppress cortisol a little bit. So that's where the Adrenal Calm comes in. You'll notice that between the Adrenal Calm that we offer and Adrenal Aid, which is our other adrenal formula, there's no ginsengs in Adrenal Calm because they're unlike ashwagandha that can be gently stimulating. The ginsengs can be very stimulating. And so Adrenal Aid versus Adrenal Calm, Adrenal Aid has all the ginsengs in there. It has American ginseng, Panax ginseng, it has all the ginsengs, including rhodiola and ashwagandha to balance things out a little bit. But that's the difference. So if you're someone who's dealing with just low adrenal function across the board, so you're just tired, you're burnt out, you're feeling you can't function appropriately for your workouts, you may want to be considering to take Adrenal Aid. However, if you're someone who is suffering from this wired but tired situation where you're having difficulty sleeping, you're having mood swings, you're having periods of time where you're high strung and other periods of time where you're crashing, then you probably want to deal with Adrenal Calm. So hopefully that gives you a little bit of a background on the adrenal glands. It's a very complex topic, so can't really get into too much of the issues here in a short video, but hopefully that gives you a little bit of an introduction and why we use these two adrenal products in our formulations at Metabolic Effect.